no intro, guys. I'm too lazy today. What I want to talk about today is why productivity can sometimes feel lonely. Am I lonely? That's not the point. The point is that there are certain times when you are just going about your work and you're doing a lot of stuff and you just feel weird inside, like, oh my god, is this like a never-ending cycle? Is this how it's going to be? Maybe you get bored and tired of your productive habits, or just something happens that makes you feel like you're all in it alone. I just want to talk about three things, or three reasons rather, that usually make you feel that way, like that you are lonely because of your productivity. And I'm also going to be talking about three things you can do to make you feel less lonely or not lonely at all. So the first reason why you probably feel lonely because of your productive habits is because we have this idea that success is a one-man journey. So when you are doing things to be successful, when you're trying to achieve your goals, you have to walk at your own pace. So you can't be moving with people who have different goals than you. So probably if you're with your friends and you have somewhere to be in the next half hour and they still want to hang out there, you have to leave them and go wherever you need to go to. And just so many things involved in being a productive person, being a go-getter. You may be surrounded by people who are not of same mindset, and sometimes it may now make you feel like you are alone, like you're all in this alone. And at the end of the day, probably when you get to go to certain places by yourself most of the time, you usually feel lonely. The second reason is that it's usually not easy to find people of like minds. So when I say like minds, I mean people that want to achieve the same goals as you do at the same pace. So probably you want to start investing in this year 2021, and you need to keep a lot of money aside from your salary or from your earnings or whatever, and you are surrounded by people who don't have the same goal as you. You trying to cut down on your expenses or do certain things, or not being able to go to certain places that your friends may be going to, would also make you feel lonely. So when you don't have the same like mindset as the people that surround you, you are probably going to feel that way, like as if you are all alone and you are going through a lot, like you're going through a lot just because you are not surrounded by people that think like you. The third reason why you're probably lonely is because you let productivity get into your head. Yes, I know that feeling when you wake up and you're like, all distractions, get away from me. We need to make this money. We need to do this. We need to achieve this. No distractions. And at the end of the day, you end up shutting out every single spontaneous thing and everything that doesn't seem to align with your already planned day. And you are forgetting that life is not all about you. There are other people involved. There are some times when you need to help others or go out of your way to do stuff that you originally didn't plan for. And if you are all about the productivity rave, you are not going to help anybody. It's all going to be about you, and you are going to be much more selfish than you should be. I'm not saying you shouldn't think about yourself, but I'm saying that when you consider everything to be all about you and your productive habits, forgetting that you live in a world where there are other people and you need to interact, and sometimes you need to do favors for people, you need to be social, you need to interact with your environment, sometimes for you to even get to your goals faster. So when you don't take cognizance of this, after a while you may begin to feel all encompassed with yourself, and you can even get tired, and you're like, I just wake up every single day, everything I do is my goals, my this, my that, and all of that, and you just get tired of it. So that's the third reason. So now I'm going to be talking about my suggestions for making your productivity less likely to make you lonely. So the first thing I would suggest is that you get an accountability partner. Now, an accountability partner doesn't really have to be your friend per se. It just has to be someone who has similar goals as you do, and they are willing to check up on you once in a while to know how far you're going with your own goals and with your own productive habits. I mean, it's just someone that knows where you want to get to, and they help you get there by just like checking up on you once in a while, giving you a kind of motivational boost to do stuff that you may sometimes feel lazy to do. So that helps because it makes you feel like, okay, you have someone that has a like mindset near you, and even when you feel down, you have someone that you can talk to about it, that they can actually help with your confidence and help you feel better and help you just be more willing to walk again. The second thing I would suggest is that you do more for other people. Learn to say yes to more favors. Learn to stay out a little bit longer with friends. Just be more interacting with your environment. I mean, there are certain times when no matter what it is that we want to achieve, we just have to do a little bit extra for people. It may impinge on our goals, it may impinge on our set results and all of that. But once in a while, the same way that sometimes people go out of their way to help you, you should also reciprocate the favor. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't think about yourself, because obviously being productive, you have to be thinking about yourself and the results that you are going to benefit from. But at the end of the day, you are a social being, and you just have to sometimes leave the productivity thing alone, just a little bit, and help someone else. Just do a favor for someone else. It makes you feel much more better on the inside, because even when you may not hit the exact deadline that you want with your productive habits, you would still feel this kind of satisfaction that, okay, that wasn't time wasted because I actually helped someone else to achieve their own goal. Okay, so my last suggestion for eliminating that feeling of loneliness when you're being productive is just stop overthinking stuff. The truth is, a lot of times we would not really go through that feeling of being lonely and blah 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 if we don't sit down to sulk about so many stuff. So sometimes you may just sit and you just be like, oh, why do I have to work so much? Look at my mates, they are doing this and they are getting stuff and they are not working as hard as I am. I just feel like I'm all in this alone. You start thinking a lot and you start creating funny scenarios in that tiny head. Okay, sorry, no, in your head. Like, the stuff doesn't really have to look so bad. Sometimes things may not be so bad, but you just exaggerate it in your head because you overthink about things. Embrace the fact that you're a productive person. Enjoy it. Don't see it as a burden, like, oh my god, I have to do this. If not, I'm not going to be successful, therefore I have to do it even if I'm sad. Yes, we know that when you're productive, you do stuff even when you don't feel like it. But it shouldn't bring your mood down. Like, it should be that when you start those productive habits, it lifts your spirits. It shouldn't be that you always see it as a burden, you always see it as a disadvantage to you. When you think of it that way, it's always going to look like you're alone and you are suffering. So just change your mindset, stop overthinking about it, and take it the other way. Just see it as, I'm a productive person, this is who I am, I love to get stuff done, and that's me. You don't have to start thinking, wow, am I the only person that has to be like this? Why do I have to be like this? Stop thinking of things that way. That is not a helpful mindset. So that's all I have for today's video. I hope that you found this really helpful. I created this because I personally was going through a bout of loneliness, and I just felt like I should do this for people out there that may be interested in knowing how I get to overcome these things. I mean, it's not really a big deal except you decide to take it as one. So let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share to someone that would find this helpful. And until next week, guys, see you in my next video, and I remain Avine the Introvert. Thanks for watching. Bye.